rolling on that?
We were rolling on that.
Hot damn. Tweet.
Tweet.
Tweety-deely-dee.
Tweet.
Tweets.
I don't get the tweet, but I tweeted it. I retweeted it anyway.
Okay, cool.
I'm saying I don't get the reference. I assume it's lyrics. It looks like lyrics.
It is.
But I don't know what it's lyrics to.
Venus and Mars by Paul McCartney.
Okay. Oh, what is lyrics?
I already get it forever. You got to talk about how he gets in a room. Butthorn.
Holy cow! Somebody rang the button or rang the bell.
Yeah?
Just chatting before I could even get in here.
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah? Is
You can't do that.
Bill already all up in there?
You can't chat before we are here.
Just saying,
I guess
that's
I
pretty
can.
fast.
Inappropriate.
No,
Two of you.
no, that's fine. I'll allow it.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Good job ringing that bell.
Yeah, y'all rang that bell.
Tickling that porcupine.
What?
I don't know. I just, like I said, I'm always trying to future-proof whatever dumb thing YouTube does, whatever week to week. Yeah, like I said, I just eventually one day they'd be like, "How do you know way back then about tickling the porcupine?"
Did either of you happen to see the shit they sent me today?
Oh, yeah.
uh,
Oh, yeah.
what?
Oh, yeah.
What?
You're really going to have to tickle the porcupine on that one.
I don't
So,
know what you're talking about.
I've been demonetized for a year.
Okay.
I thought they, remonetized you and then demonetized you at the same time.
That might have also happened, but basically, at the time they demonetized me while we were down in Orlando, I was already demonetized.
Okay.
So they did that somehow twice. And then today they sent me an email saying, hey, we're going to start this new program where if you make a video about your creative process, we'll watch it and then determine if you should be monetized again. I'm like, the fuck? Why don't you just sing and dance for them and make a production video, and then they judge if you're worthy or not to get ad money? It's fucking nuts.
Why don't they just watch a couple of your
Yeah.
videos that already exist?
Yes, that's all anyone's ever asked is just please watch one of the goddamn videos instead of relying on the algorithm. And now they're like, hey, put together a whole new video. Here's all the specifications you have
Less
to use.
than 5 minutes.
Yeah. Show this. Show all your production steps.
It's like you're entering into a film competition.
It's kind of,
Like-
yeah.
This is my entry into the 2019 YouTube Please Monetize My Channel Festival.
Right. Like there's some,
I'll be reading a monologue from The Crucible.
yeah. I mean, it's, hey, send us a video about why we're wrong.
Just auditioning for YouTube.
Please allow me to earn some ad dollars. You fucking corporation.
Yeah, I do kind of want to see the monetization. Please monetize me gag reel, like Bill mentioned.
What can I see the guidelines? What are the guidelines? I mean, other than length, are there things you have to say or explain?
Let's see what they say. It was lengthy.
Oh, really?
It needs to be video only,
Mm-hmm.
less than 5 minutes long.
Okay.
Be in English.
Okay.
You need to show the URL of your channel within the first 30 seconds.
The
Okay.
be in English part is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Aside from everything else being fucked up,
Sure.
that's kind of fucked up.
You have to refer to the guidelines that they say you broke. You're basically
How
doing.
do you know? How do you know what guidelines you broke? Maybe that's why they sent you the you're demonetized email, is so you know which guidelines you broke.
Provide visual examples of how you create your content. Where possible, try to make a connection between what you show in your appeal video and what's on your channel.
What?
Explain how you come up with ideas for your videos and what you do during production to bring that idea to life.
What?
Like what?
How are you going to do that?
What I was getting at is what you need to do
Yeah.
is say, I'm Chuck Dowling. I do 31 and 31 and other videos. Here's
You might know me from.
here's my website here.
Uh-huh, yeah.
What I do is not generally this. I'm not normally on camera. I'm merely a voice,
Mhm.
and then just go as you're panning over the URL, just and hold for 4 minutes and 48 seconds.
Yeah. Or just jack it the rest of the time.
No, I'm just saying, like, just literally, like,
Mm-hmm.
and
Hold it.
yeah, just like, here's my URL.
Yeah.
I just said that to them.
Yeah. It just
And
sounds
then at the very
this-
end, in a super split second, like, text on the screen, hashtag eat a dick.
Yeah.
And then just like video ends.
I could do another like 9-step process of, all the reasons that YouTube should reinstate me and all the first letters spelled YouTube eat a dick or something like that. It'll be funny.
Yeah.
I can't believe they're now starting this program where you have to fucking audition.
Mm-hmm. You got to audition to be on the People's Video Service.
Yeah.
Just put ads in front of everything. Give everybody a percentage of the ad revenue.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's not that hard.
No. It's not. It's crazy.
Or give nobody any ad revenue. Just
Honestly, YouTube was better before that.
run enough ads to make the service pay for itself. And
Run ads on all the corporate bullshit that's on YouTube.
yeah, anybody with a verified check, you get ads on their shit.
Yeah. But then, do you have to audition to get a verified check? Because, yeah, you actually do.
Run ads on anything from Vivo, Sony, any of the music companies, any of the movie companies,
Sure.
anything that's already, an established
Right.
big thing. Whatever. You're right, YouTube was better before people were trying to make a living at it.
Yeah.
There have been some good things that have come from there's been some good content that's come from people trying to make a living at it. But
It's all forced now, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is it's not pure. It was pure before monetization.
yeah. And
It was just people jumping off roofs, missing the pool, and
Right.
falling off trampolines and shit.
people who started to make money from it had to continue to chase the algorithm.
Right.
And that honestly that's wrong. People shouldn't have done that.
Right.
And I think it's like I don't think the best content creators really did that, but some pretty decent content creators went to that model and ruined what they could have done that is, is good. And all the people that I really like to watch regularly just said fuck it and continued doing what they were doing the way they were doing it. And if they felt like they needed money for it, they opened up a Patreon.
Yeah.
So people like us who just fucking do it. I mean, our content's not good, but
Our content's all right.
it's okay at best.
It's fine.
It's hashtag chalk
chalk
fine.
fine.
Yeah.
But what kind of precedent does, okay, so let's say someone appeals by making a video and YouTube says, you're right, we were wrong. You're monetized again.
They're not going to do that.
I know. But does that video then count for the rest of eternity?
Oh, no.
Or do you have
of
to
course
do you
not.
have to make a new goddamn video every time you get demonetized?
They're going to make you. I mean, you're going to get demonetized immediately after they approve it, and then you'll have an opportunity in 1 year to make another video.
Probably. Yes.
That video.
Think about what you'd said in that video and
What-
think about how you would say it better next time.
That video is going to get demonetized specifically, and then that will trigger your channel to get demonetized.
This just sounds like shit they're going to run on a loop at the YouTube Christmas party of just like, look at these fucking assholes begging for their pennies on the YouTubes.
That is precisely what Bill said like 3 minutes ago.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. It just seems like it.
It's ridiculous.
I looked and I didn't see it, but I guarantee you there's fine print somewhere that says this video becomes property of YouTube and we will advertise
Oh.
the fuck out of our service with your video.
100%. The reason I like being on YouTube is what a bunch of fucking assholes are going to say.
Yeah.
God, what a mess.
Yep. So
they need to make an offshoot that's like UHub, and that is YouTube with just like people doing whatever the fuck they want to do. There are advertisers out there that want to reach audiences, and a lot of them don't care if somebody's being fucking weird or
Well, here's the
whatever.
thing. My videos are basically ads.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Your videos are trailers for
yeah,
movies that are interesting sometimes.
sometimes. But, if you're a studio, use that. Put one of your new trailers on that video.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Anyway. I didn't mean to get off on a rant there.
Yep. Bill also says you don't have enough videos with you opening your mouth and looking surprised.
I was going to do
That needs
that.
to be the thumbnail.
I was going to do that for the thumbnail.
Yeah.
I was going to make the most YouTube thumbnail ever. Just like, guy wants his ad money back. Guy. I don't know how you'd spell that last part. But. Guy. Guy.
Elders react to
Yes.
YouTube.
YouTube demonetization.
Yeah.
The old.
And we're all just like,
Give me that old Chromebook. I'll fucking smash it.
Where is it?
Back there.
oh, we launched it
The
in
bio.
the sun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This hefty bitch.
That bio can go bio.
This thing's great though, as far as heft is
Yeah.
concerned.
Well, it's got
Yeah.
a disk drive in it.
Yeah.
And what? Does that composite out on the other side?
Probably.
It's got a VGA and
Oh,
an
okay.
HDMI
All right.
right next to each other.
That's got an HDMI. That's
Ooh.
okay.
Yeah.
That's future thinking, actually.
Yeah.
Is that a headphone jack in the front?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that you
might be a
fucking bend the
mic,
shit out
actually.
of it when you're typing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's both. Okay. I didn't
It's
see
got a
that either.
shitload of USB ports though. Okay, 4, but that's kind of a shitload for
It's
a
a lot
laptop
for
now.
these days.
Let's check out this batteria.
Yeah, let's check it out.
I don't practice.
Here we are.
batteria.
We're doing a teardown of a
Yeah.
6, 7, 8-year-old laptop.
Unboxing of the innards.
It was previously running Linux
Because that was the thing.
of the
11.1 volts.
Ubuntu variety.
Yeah. There's 6 bells.
Yeah, it was running High Step and Heron or something, or
Heron brain.
I don't know. They have dumb names just like Android had for a long time.
Wireless on and off switch.
Ooh, man, it's
Pro
a kill
Duo
switch.
memory Pro Duo switch. Yeah, so you can air gap your.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
air gap
Fucking
your
air gap
laptop.
That shit. So you can't, no, keep it pure.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a virtual condom.
Oh, so the batteries hadn't totally given out.
Not
Oh,
completely.
it won't boot up for long.
Okay, I should probably just close this.
Well, now it's on.
It'll turn itself off, I'm sure.
Come back to raging inferno in this room. 7-year-old laptop left on.
Well, it's a good thing we got a new studio.
Olds react to 7-year-old laptop being left on.
It's just us standing in the middle of a fire.
Yes,
Olds.
in the middle of a fire.
All right, should we
Post
do a
this in the Discord real
thing?
quick.
Oh,
yeah, he's going to post it to Discord. And
Okay.
Then, and then we can
we can
podcast.
light something. And light that laptop on fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's already off-ish.
I don't know why the only actual release of Ubuntu I remember is Gutsy Gibbon.
Good old Gutsy Gibbon.
Harry Hedgehog, maybe?
They were both stuntmen in this
I
movie.
I liked High Step and Heron, but I don't know what it was for real.
What's I doing? Oh, yeah.
Leaping lemurs.
podcast?
Do you want a podcast?
I would love a podcast.
I like to sit in here and bullshitting personally.
Well, we could do that in a podcast.
I feel like that's like a new thing we should do. Just get together and just bullshit around the table.
Yeah, we could do
Maybe
that.
as a bonus.
Hardy Heron.
Hardy.
Hardy.
Oh, so I was right about the heron part.
Mhm.
Huh.
In Gutsy Gibbon, Hardy
Oh, you mean heron like the Steve?
Yes.
Okay.
Intrepid Ibex, Jaunty Jackalope,
Right.
Karmic Koala, Lucid Lynx, Maverick Meerkat, Natty Narwhal, Oniric Ocelot, Precise Pangolin, Quantal Quetzal, Raring Ringtail, Saucy Salamander, Utopic Unicorn,
They skip
Vivid
T?
Fervit, yes,
There's no T? Why no T?
Wily Werewolf, Yakety Yak,
Don't talk
Zesty
back.
Zapus, Artful Aardvark, Cosmic Cuttlefish. Oh, there was also Hoary Hedgehog. And Breezy Badger and Dapper Drake. Hoary Hedgehog, Breezy Badger, and Dapper Drake stepped onto the road together to begin their
Oh,
journey.
I saw Dapper Drake. He was at a Raptors game.
Warty Warthog.
That was both a sports and hip hop reference. Things I'm not known for.
Yeah, you're branched out.
All right, let us light the candle.
All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey, BMFcast.
Spamcast.
Episode 491.
God damn.
Numbers keep going up.
They do.
So I'm Harlow.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
Yeah, we're Maculus once again.
Once again.
It's the new
Yeah.
normal.
It's just, he's now special. He's been relegated to special guest star.
Special guest star.
Yeah. But what we do each and every episode of this here BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Come in here and talk about it for the first half, and then they get ratings. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 Jacksons and Robot Jocks.
Robot
Jocks!
Jocks!
Yay. However, there are bad movies. So stay away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags as in giant bags of trash.
Gross.
Yeah, put them in a bag.
Yes, put those bags in a bag.
Yeah. So we seem to be in a little mini sub-theme, or more a sub-decade, because this is 2 70s movies in a row we've done.
Totally by accident.
Is this a secret
Nope.
theme
Yeah, it's
No.
70s
month or
member-
year?
70s Vember.
70s members only. I don't know.
Yeah,
We did
yes.
1973's Steel Arena.
Steel Arena.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a stunty movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
By
keep,
stuntmen.
I keep wanting
for
to
stuntmen.
call it Stunt Arena,
I don't know.
but it's not Stunt Arena.
Yeah.
Steel Arena.
It's not even Steel Arena.
Not really.
Would you like something
Yeah, give us a plot
resembling
summary.
plot summary?
Sure.
Okay.
Plot.
Dusty Russell shows off his talent as the greatest daredevil on the circuit. Later, he awaits
Later.
he awaits the biggest challenge of his career.
Death.
Yeah, it is. It really challenged him. It really put a damper on his career.
Yeah.
So who's behind the scenes? One man, basically.
One man.
One man.
Written and directed by Mr. Mark L. Lester.
Mark Lester.
Probably best known for directing Commando,
Mm-hmm.
which we haven't seen.
Correct.
And you and I are kind of toying with doing that on Extra at some point because I know we are behind. Like we have not. I think we both agreed we have not seen Commando enough to really have it be a thing.
Yeah. I mean, of that era Arnold movies, that's one I've seen less.
Yeah.
Considerably less.
I'm the same way.
It's not that I haven't seen it. It's just like
Yeah.
I've seen
I've
seen Total Recall, Predator.
Yeah, it wasn't
all
one
those
that I
things a
watched
million
hundreds of times.
Yeah.
He's directed 4, now 5 BAMcast movies.
Wow.
He directed Roller Boogie,
Mm-hmm.
Class of 1984, Class of 1999,
Oh.
and Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Ooh. We liked a number of those.
All
Some
of
of those-
those
some of
got
those more than
varying degrees of jocks.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
this is early.
We'll see what happens.
That he's still directing now.
Yeah. He is.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like Gus last week. I mean, I know we said, how are we going to talk about this? And we've said that multiple times, and then we end up talking about it sometimes at great length.
Yeah.
This is a real tough one to talk about.
I have no idea how to. So I don't even know how to plot by plot beat this one because
I have no idea what's happening in this movie.
yeah,
I mean, I have a basic idea, but most of the dialogue in this is kind of incomprehensible.
it's 8 guys talking over each other for most of the movie. I can sort of recall the beginning of the first act and the end of the third act as far as plot beats go.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that,
Well, I mean,
it's just a bunch of like.
It starts with Dusty. He's hitchhiking into a town.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what town.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a shithole wherever he is. It just looks like an abandoned mining town from the 1800s.
Somewhere in Kentucky.
Yeah. But he just wanders into a bar where the entire town is. And it's just like, hey, what's good in the hood? Give me some whiskey. And, hey, your waitress is hot. And also, I can't pay for this whiskey. And the guy's like, well, don't worry about it because I got a job I want you to do.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Right away, I want to address the first
How he walks into the
plot
room.
point of this film is
Uh-huh.
that so he has his drink and the bartender's like, that'll be 50 cents. And he goes, I don't have it. And he names something.
Well, he doesn't
Before he says he doesn't have
yeah,
it,
he's just
he
like,
challenges this man to some sort of gambling.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was
Double,
like
double or nothing liar's dice or
Yeah.
whale
Something.
bones or whatever
upside
the
down
fuck.
whiskey tornado.
Right. And the bartender's like, hell yeah, you're on. And it's like, wait, is this something that happened? Like, you could just go into a bar and be like, well,
No.
I don't have the money. How about double or nothing on
Well, again, he
a
didn't
dice
announce
roll?
that he didn't have the money. That would have put it right out.
Sure.
That he couldn't pay at all. This was. It's possible it was a brief game of double or nothing. I will, give me this drink for free, or I will pay twice as much for it because he had like two, dice shakers like behind the bar.
He
ready
did.
to
He
go.
was just like, all right, here we go. Devil's dice. Or,
They don't explain it at all. They just dump it. And he goes, well, you lost. You owe me $1 now. And he's like, I don't have it. And that's when he's like,
Yeah.
you son of a bitch. You got some nerves. But you know what? I like you. I got a job I want you to do.
pays $100.
My dad worked in a bar in a shitty bar in a shitty town in the Midwest, and there was no such thing in the 70s.
Okay.
And there was no such thing as like this being a regular thing.
Okay.
As far as all of the stories that I've heard, and I have heard many.
Well,
Sure, it could be a super uber regional thing. We have no
Yeah.
idea how far he hitchhiked or
Yeah.
anything. What his
it
fucking
could be
story
a
is because
Central Kentucky thing.
right.
Or he saw like those two dice cups, and he was like, "Oh, this is a gambling man.
Sure.
I'm gonna gamble
But-
my way into a job that ends with my death."
Yeah. But yeah, he basically agrees to do the job, and then the guy goes, "How are you with driving?" He's like, "Yeah, I've done some driving."
Yeah.
And then basically cut to they're going to the still in the middle of the day,
Well,
and he's like,
he pretty much announces the plan in the bar at the top, just loudly. Like, there's no ever. It's so weird because 99.9% of the town is totally in on this moonshine thing, except for the cop and two deputies. Like, everyone else is just like, fuck yeah, moonshine. Like, how did that sheriff even get elected?
"Yeah."
Why didn't you elect a pro moonshine sheriff and everyone enjoy all your dumb crimes?
I don't know.
Anyway,
But yes,
He got elected many years ago as sheriff for life.
Oh,
when we were still anti-moonshine.
right.
The town has changed around him.
But yes, he goes and runs some moonshine for this guy.
Yeah. So they are setting up and like loading up his car, and it's an old 1939 Dodge or something.
Yeah.
And they're loading up the moonshine, and all the good dudes are drinking it, and he's just hanging like, wow, this is great. I've fallen up. This is amazing. And the sheriff shows up, pulls up outside, and just shoots the barn a couple times because the guy's like, no, there's nobody in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so the sheriff's like, yeah, whatever. Shoots the. By the way, this sheriff is 9 feet tall.
Yep.
Like
And
those.
and 4 feet around.
Yes, those dudes all walk out, and this dude gets out of his car, and it's like a forced perspective shot. It's insane. It's anyway. So he shoots the barn. And he's like, see, nobody in there, and then Dusty drives the car through the barn, and this leads to a
chase.
20-minute car chase.
Yep.
And it's just stunting around. It's just stunts, and this is what we knew the movie to be. This is a stunt movie.
Right. But yes, he eludes the cops. I mean, they call in the state police, so it's not just like a cop. He's outrunning Roscoe P. Coltrane. He's outrunning multiple cop cars, and rolling down quarry hills, and like he does a turn, and like where there's a bridge out, so somebody launches into the water.
Yeah.
So all this stuff happens in the
There's
base.
one bit where a cop decides he's just going to drive down this hill.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like this has ever been a thing that's happened before, but the cop is just like, I know what I'll do. I'll
Yeah,
drive down this
shortcut.
steep hill and get him. And it almost works until he just loses control at the last second and crashes, but he would have gotten him.
Maybe.
He did make it down safe, and then just turned the car at
Yeah.
the last second and drove into
he
the ditch.
oversteered and just crashed.
But
Dusty crashes at one point.
He does. He rolls the car over, and then just as the giant sheriff is about to fee-fi-fo-fum him, the car cranks back up, and he just drives off. And then, and this is this begins. I mean, I think it already happened, but this is the very clear line of like, oh, okay, it's going to be one of those movies because it's just he just drives off like peace later, sheriff.
Yeah.
And then hard cut to back at the bar, and he just walks in like, hey, all right, woo, you know.
Give me my money.
And suddenly the waitress is like, hey, how you doing?
I heard about you,
Heard about
yeah.
the driving and stuff, and he's like, give me a whiskey. Same thing as last time. He's like 50 cents. He's like, what? Just take it off the $100 you owe me. And the guy's like, $100? You wrecked my car. You destroyed all the whiskey. Why the fuck would I pay you?
Yeah.
And this kind of starts the weirdest mini Donnybrook of all time because he like nods at the two guys at the pool table like they're his hired muscle, and they go to attack Dusty, and then he's just like starts kind of a fighting, and random dude from the bar just stands up and jumps in, and then they just run out.
Yep.
And grab, and the waitress didn't go with him.
Yeah, she did.
No, she did.
Yeah, I think she came later. Like,
No, she ran out with them.
Did she?
It's not evident at first,
Okay.
but she's there.
Because he says to her at the bar, he's like, I'm going to get you out of here. You'll see, or something like that.
Right.
And in a slightly threatening tone.
Yeah.
And then as the Donnybrook is wrapping up, he like waves to her or something, and she grabs her coat off the rack and runs
okay.
out the door
Yeah.
with him. It's
yeah, but yeah,
inexplicable.
now
his new friend is Buddy Love.
yeah, suddenly hard cut to these three people are now best friends.
Yes, they are
Like-
best friends. And Dusty has decided to keep the car.
Yeah.
The moonshine car he was given. He's
Yeah.
just decided that's his car.
Well, to be fair, the guy didn't pay him. I mean, despite what I mean, I don't
He
know.
broke all the moonshine.
Look,
And the barn.
I don't have a problem with him keeping the car.
I don't
I mean,
either.
given
I'm
the
just-
given,
I just
given
think
the
it's funny.
circumstances, it's just like, well, you try to sick your guys on me. Fuck you. I'm keeping your car. It's half fucked up anyway. So for a good 15 minutes after this, it's just them like driving around. And,
Well, they
and-
stopped to camp, and
Well,
they're
that's-
attacked by mosquitoes forever.
yeah, but I mean, we see them in the car. So like, this movie has lots of shots of just
Yeah.
like we're driving down and we're listening to fucking Harry Nilsson, and it's just like it's peace, love, and happiness as we drive down the road. And then it's
Well, they got a camera clamp that they were able to afford, and so they strapped it to every car they could find,
Sure.
and they were just like, drive for a day.
Yeah.
We'll use all this footage.
But like I said, this guy who had never spoken to him before is just now his best friend. The waitress is all in on this for some reason. And they stopped at camp. They're swarmed by mosquitoes, and they one by one all are like, "Fuck this! I'm going to the car."
Yeah.
And then all sleep in the car. And then Buddy somewhere along the way was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to make all this money because I got to get down to wherever tomorrow. I'm going to enter the destruction derby or demolition derby, and I'm going to get."
They went to a convenience store to buy beer, and again, Dusty is like, "Yeah, dude, no money."
Right.
And he's like, "Okay, but I've got to hold on to this $25 because that's the entrance fee to the destruction derby."
Right.
And Dusty's like, "Well, I have a car.
Right.
Why don't we just use that?"
That was communicated. I'm pretty sure off camera.
Yes.
I mean, I think you're inferring some logic into this movie because
No,
it's
he
just
said
because
he said the part about the
did he?
about the yeah
While they were checking out.
while they're
buying
checking
beer.
out,
okay.
he's like,
I got $25 left. That gets us in.
I know he said that. I don't remember suddenly. I don't remember the turn where all of a sudden he was like, "I'm with you. Let's go stunting and destroy this car."
Oh,
and
that never happened.
That's
That-
what I mean.
That
It's
just happened off camera.
Yeah, I mean, I know he said like, "This is my entry fee.
Yeah.
I'm going to go down there and get a car, and I'm going to enter this." And then they show up, and then suddenly it's
He-
like, "Oh, it's this car. It's the old car."
yeah. Well, no, he said, I've got a car. We should be partners and
Yeah.
split the money 50-50 or something
Doesn't
like
matter.
that.
My,
Yeah.
my point is that this movie just skips large swaths of plot because it's just like
You don't need it.
jump on and
They are friends.
now they're doing this.
In the 70s, you just became friends with whoever was near you.
And man, from the second they show up at this demolition derby, it is just everybody talk and yell over each other loudly because people show up and they're just like, "Rabble, rabble, rabble! This is an old car. What a piece of shit!" And it's like,
It just seems like if you show up at this thing, everyone hates you. It's just like, how dare you? You're going to drive that? Fuck off.
well,
And then
I mean,
everyone just talks at once.
They're all driving wrecks. I mean, that's the point
I
of
know.
a demolition derby. You don't bring the nice cars, really, and
You don't.
so like,
Well, so there seemed to be a sort of type of car.
sure,
Like, I don't know a whole lot about demolition derbies, but there seems to be a type of car that you bring to a demolition derby. And it's not a 39 Ford. It's something with like a long nose and a long tail. And
you want one of those ones that has like a lot of space between the
Right.
bumper and the engine.
so I think they were trying to give him shit about, not bringing a proper car.
Yeah, or really
But-
more the radiator. That's what kills cars.
Right.
Demolition.
But you couldn't fucking tell because everybody was shouting over each other for 25 minutes.
Yep.
But
But yes, eventually they're like no reason whatsoever he makes this enemy in the guy who keeps winning the demolition races, because this guy just shows up and he's like, oh hey, meet the winner from our last derby. Here he is. It's so and so.
It's the masked somebody, and he's got a ski mask on.
The Mask Marvel.
Yes. He's got a ski mask on with America lightning bolts stitched to the side of it, and enough room for him to wear glasses where the eye hole
also
is.
a crash helmet on top of that.
Yes.
So so like the whatever. What the fuck's the main dude? It's not Dutch. Dutch is the old dude. No, the promoter guy.
Oh, his name is Gene.
Gene? Okay.
Gene.
So Gene is like runs this demolition derby, but he also runs the stunt spectacular we're going to get to in a minute.
Yeah.
So he's just like, hey, Dusty, meet the guy who just won our last one. And all of a sudden, for no discernible reason, they're at each other's throats. And this guy, this masked whatever, does he even speak? I don't remember if he even speaks.
Yeah, he does, but it's hard to tell who's speaking because so many other people are speaking.
Sure.
But yeah, he does.
But they actually get like almost into a
and...
fist fight. But I mean, it's just a grabby
right.
wrestling thing. And then all of a sudden he's like, break it up. I'm going to sell tickets to this. Get out there and
fight in the ring.
Do the thing. So
money for me.
Demolition Derby on camera. Watch pretty much all that. All the the nobodies lose, and then of course it's down to Dusty and the masked whatever fart face. And so
the masked fart face.
That guy, the masked dude, basically like loses by running out of gas.
Yeah.
Like I mean, he just like his car stops, and then Dusty's just free to ram him. Doesn't. I don't think he really totals the car. It's just
he's incapable of proceeding. So
I think the idea was that Dusty was making him chase him around.
Yeah.
And that's why he ran out of gas. He
Sure.
outsmarted him, I guess.
But yes, so he wins, and suddenly Gene is like, "Oh man, you're going places, kid.
You got
why
spunk.
don't you join my stunt spectacular?" And he's like, "Sure, yeah, great." But
he's like, "You ever been a Daredevil before?" He's like, "No." He's like, "Don't worry, you'll get it. Let's do this."
And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "What about Buddy?" "Sure, bring Buddy along."
Right.
Anyway, and this lady's going to come too. She's not going to be part of the thing. She's just going to tag along. He's like, "Great, let's go."
Yep.
Cut to next day. This is the weird thing, because for half a second they sort of explain where they have this never-ending supply of cars, because they're at their headquarters is at this junkyard, obviously, where they're getting all these old cars, but we never see this place again. And then they start traveling around the country, completely fucking these cars up. But then they always seem to repair them after every time.
Yeah.
So it's
they're
implied.
all different cars.
Well, so
there are hundreds of different cars, except for the cars that they drive from town to town.
That's what I mean.
Those cars are safe. But the cars that they drive are in the
just
Demolition
junk
Derby
cars.
are different cars, and they're different.
It's confusing.
One thing I was able to pay attention to was those all the cars that were crashing.
It's just weird that they're driving around from town to town in these 5 moderately sized cars, but not big cars or anything. But they have obviously a ton of gear and stuff. Where is all that shit?
There's a truck.
I never see the
You
truck.
have to make the assumption that there's like a truck and a. Well, the assumption that I made there's like a truck full of gear, and then a truck like
we never see where the
like
clowns
a car
are.
hauler. Yeah, a truck, a car hauler, and then another bus full of yokels.
Or it's more like a circus.
carnies.
They go to these towns and just go to the junkyard, get
Could be
10
That could be
working
it, too.
cars, and go to town. Go to the next town. I don't know. But among the very poorly recorded dialogue that's hard to understand anyway, when they're at the junkyard, when they're getting their town traveling cars, because he's basically recruited them they're about to go on tour. They're about to go from city to city, just putting on stunt spectaculars. Again, none of this was communicated. It was just like, hey, do you want to be a Daredevil? He's like, sure. And then next thing you know, it's a road trip movie. He's a carny now. They're traveling from town to town.
Carny.
Yeah. Yes. So when Gene is talking to the junkyard owner, he says something like, well, I got like 4 cars, but they got bad brakes, blah blah blah. And he says something like, don't worry about it. It's like they're going to be dead in a couple hours later.
Yeah, they just need to run for 2 hours. Dude.
Except no, these are the cars they drive everywhere.
I know,
and it doesn't make any sense. I'm just even when you can understand the dialogue, it's contradictory to what's happening on screen.
I think that part was for the cars that they just needed to crash into each other, or the cars that the running cars were crashing into.
You're taking giant leaps of faith in this movie. I feel like, I'm just when you can understand what they're saying, they're not explaining what's happening, and that's most apparent because we're skipping the junkyard thing to that they now have these cars, because the most perplexing thing that's in this entire movie is they go and meet when they first get to the junkyard. They meet this it's what's his face, the evil Sean Penn dude, Crash. So like this one guy just immediately is like, "Hey, fuck you, Dusty. I hate you."
Yeah.
And he's like, "We don't need any drivers. Get out of here. We're full up." And he's like, "But the guy told us." He's like, "We don't need drivers. Get out of here." And they're arguing for a second, and Gene sees this, and he comes out and is like, "Hey, I want to take you around and meet everybody." And they're walking through the junkyard and come up on another dude working on a car, and waitress lady who has a name. She has so little to do with this movie. I don't know if
Joanne.
it's worth. Joanne, sure. Joanne just like walks up to the car and goes, "Ah!" Whoa! And like jumps back, and then Gene goes like, "Watch out, they'll do that." Anyway, that's why ladies shouldn't be in junkyards. Why don't you go wait over there? And it's like, literally, what in the fuck happened?
Yeah.
Like, we are never shown, and Gene is to Joanne throughout this entire movie. It's just like, why are ladies even here? Leave. He is constantly doing this and just like blah, 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 ladies over there, and it's like, what? But this one is the weirdest because, like
It's
I said,
the most perplexing
something
thing.
like
It's like, was there a dog there?
yeah,
thought it
was
was
there
snake
was there
there?
junkyard
was a
dog
bug or,
junkyard dog humping her leg? I don't know what the hell happened.
But it's not a momentary like, oh, I'm startled. It's like, I'm caught in a bear trap. Please stop this take and help me. And everyone just goes, yeah, that happens to ladies. Anyway, let's go finish our scene, dudes, and leave her behind because she's in the way.
yeah. Anyway, but suddenly again, now they're on the road, and this is where it becomes nearly impossible to talk about what happens because it is just a series of go to town, set up show, promote show, perhaps do show, and then people go like,
Well, now you're the one who's drawn too much. We don't even get to see him set up or promote.
never see any-
We just have 5 minutes of driving, 90 seconds of crashing cars, and then 5 minutes of driving and 90 seconds of crashing cars.
you see I mean, I'm saying that there's like 4 or 5 basic things that will show you as they go to each town. There is some setup because like you're watching the guys like slide in the blocks of ice.
Yeah.
The first time it's just like, hey, you're going to do this stunt, you're going to do this stunt, and that's where we learn what the like 6 to 8 stunts they have for each person and their specialty, including Dutch, the old man, who's just his job is like literally gets surrounded by dynamite all around this wooden box, and they blow it up around him, and then he stands up and goes, "I'm not dead," and it's like
Mr. Adam is what they call him.
and I'm like, okay, what? Like,
Yeah.
this is the one stunt where look, I don't claim to understand the appeal of watching most of this, despite the fact that we love stunts in movies, but we like good stunts in a movie because it serves to drive the plot. I think if I were to go see something that was just nonstop stunting like this, I think I'd be bored in like 10 minutes.
In the 70s,
But I mean, especially
in small towns.
Okay, again, like I said, this is pre-internet. This is pre like cable television.
I guarantee these towns didn't even have a movie theater.
Right.
So it was like either TV or hoop and stick.
But
That's why like shit like tractor pulls were fun.
Yeah.
It's like, oh well, what the fuck else are we gonna do?
But this
Funny
one,
cars.
this one stunt doesn't involve cars like every other single one does, and B, this just feels like from the bygone era of like, I don't know, nail me into a barrel and I'll go over a fucking waterfall.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's what this is.
That's not.
That's what this
That's
is.
not stunting. That's just doing something really dumb that's probably going to kill you.
It's like,
I
hey,
mean,
kids,
it is a stunt.
let's go watch people die.
I guess I don't know.
Like the sideshow guys who used to take a cannonball to the gut.
Sure,
Or,
I suppose.
you know,
yeah.
It's that mentality, and these guys were just hanging on as long as they could, trying to figure out new ways to get the crowd hype.
yeah.
So,
but pretty much
Dropped out in the 3rd grade and
yeah.
But apparently,
Gotta do something.
what we don't know, the
Wait.
movie takes a while to explain.
Wait, but just one of the stunts that you can see on the poster if you're watching the live stream or did is that they literally strap a dude to the hood of a car,
Right?
and just crash through a wall of fire.
Yes.
And this is the one stunt that never kills anyone.
Correct. They
But this is the worst.
They call it the battering ram because they literally make a wall of like, I mean, it's just thin
plywood.
but they light it on fire, and this guy is strapped to the hood of the car, and the plywood is such that it's not going to hit the car; it's going to hit the guy on the hood of the car.
Yeah.
And so he just lowers his head with the crash helmet on, and goes through the flaming wood, and then goes ta-da!
Yeah, and the best part is that like whenever there's a stunt, immediately, like a second after the stunt is performed, Gene gets on the mic and goes, "He's okay, everybody." And it's like, no, you don't know that.
Right.
He just almost died.
And also, they have the entire stunt team run out like, "Who?" It's like
It's the Jackie Chan stunt
basically.
team.
But
oh God,
Apparently-
Speedball, are you okay?
What this movie doesn't bother to explain to us, assuming that we're all stuntmen and that we understand this, is that on his very first day, he gives Dusty, the new guy, the toughest stunt, the closer.
Crash's stunt.
Yeah,
Basically.
it's the closer. It's the what they call
Dive
it?
bomb.
Dive bomb, which
Yeah.
is basically it's the Evil Knievel when he fucks up. Is really what it is. It's a strange stunt because whereas Evil Knievel was like, let me jump from
Over.
this over this. This is just let me jump as far as I can into the pile of junk cars
Yeah.
that will sort of cushion my fall.
Yeah.
And they give him that stunt, and like we're like, okay, he's doing the dive bomb, and then the movie slowly explains, oh no, this is the stunt that closes out the show. This is the big one. This is like the one everyone is working towards.
See,
because Buddy, his friend,
His
gets
buddy.
stuck with I guess literally the shittiest stunt because
The Ring of Fire.
it sounds cool, but it just means we're going to strap a piece of leather to your ass, drag you behind a car, and like Tokyo drift you into this flaming ring of gasoline on the ground.
Yeah.
and
He's also doing the battering ram.
well, eventually.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's complaining about always constantly having to do the ring of fire first.
Yes.
But at least that's all we see him do. at
See,
first.
when they said he was going to do the dive bomb, my brain immediately went to Spies Like Us when they dropped them out of the fuselage. They just tip the fuselage over and it just drops straight down. I was like, okay, that's going to be a cool stunt. I don't know how they're going to pull that off every night at this stunt spectacular, but yeah, it seems like a good stunt gone wrong, but somehow it's hooray, he did it.
yeah,
He crashed into some cars.
it's just
The-
about getting distance.
The
Yeah. Which they
main
never measure.
attraction of any of this is
Potentially watching someone die.
living. Well, yeah, I mean, like the thing you get applause for is living through it.
Right.
For every stunt in this stunt spectacular, if you live through it, you get applause.
Right.
Hopefully, you won't die.
If you die, it
probably
doesn't matter.
will.
You won't hear it.
The reason that they needed another guy.
Well,
was
Mr. Adam wasn't hearing it either.
yeah, I think they mentioned that he couldn't hear shit.
Yeah.
But there was a point where they said, I think it was before this,
At
before
the-
Dusty's
the-
first show.
At the very first show, they were like,
they were like,
and
let's
now
have
a moment
of silence for our guy Speedy, who died in the
T-Bone.
famous T-bone collision.
Which yeah, this is.
That's the lamest one to die to.
I would say this is like the foreshadowing, like lazy, really bad foreshadowing,
Yeah.
stupid, bad, poorly done foreshadowing.
Yep.
But yes, they.
Okay, so
This is where if
midsection of this entire movie is montage of driving, montage of stunts. Crash is upset with Dusty a lot.
not, but like in dumb ways. It's just like he'll go to Gene and be like, "That was supposed to be my stunt,"
Right.
Or he'll just be like, "You're just lucky, punk. You know,
Yeah.
like you're not good. You haven't earned your way here."
Right.
They also will occasionally mess with bystanders. Like they just go into a biker bar and like, "Hey, go steal one of their bikes."
Steal his bike and drive it through the bar,
Yeah,
and it'll
which-
be fun. And then there's no comeuppance for
no,
that.
there's no.
but
yeah.
then also do a stunt out in the street.
Right. Or, hey, that field is muddy. Let's go stunt around it for a while.
Yep.
Or let's just crash into each other driving down the road for a while. Also, occasionally, Buddy will go to Dusty and say, hey, I'm real disappointed with what I'm doing in the show. Maybe I could do something else. And Dusty goes, yeah, man, I don't know. I'm the star, whatever.
Yeah, and then also usually Joanne, is it the lady's name?
Yeah.
Will come along and be like, I don't know if this is really what I wanted. I thought it was about this lifestyle, but I'm not ever about it. And he's like, hey, buck up. You keep working, you'll get the good stunts, and let's go to the carnival.
Yeah.
And like shows them like on a tilt-a-whirl or some shit,
Basically.
and then all of a sudden she's like, I'm fine again for a while.
Yeah. There's one scene where she goes into the ladies' bathroom, and there are other stunt girl ladies, not like girl stunt ladies, but just friends of the
girls or
stuntmen.
friends or wives of stunt.
And
Stunt
they,
groupies.
Yeah, and they are just in there combing their hair like, man, Joanne's a piece of shit. She should not be here. And she's literally 4 inches away from them, also combing her hair, and they are just like, wow, I can't believe she's here. She's real fucking stupid, isn't she? And they're like, yeah, she really is. And then nothing comes from
nope.
that either. You expect like, oh, they're going to throw down in the mud at some point, or it's going to be, lady cat fight. I mean, give me the fucking drive-in bullshit that this movie is purporting to be.
Yeah. They're mad that she has larger breasts than them also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. I forgot that was a thing in the 70s.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, her tits.
God damn it. Ugh.
Look at her boobs, Becky.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Right.
So big.
But yeah, that's basically. I mean, there's like a big banquet at one point because Dusty has jumped 70 feet in
Yep.
the dive bomb,
And then Gene is me like, let's go for 80, 90,
Yeah.
maybe even 100. And that's what, that.
Well,
that-
Dusty's like, yeah, sure, boss, whatever.
well,
I just keep falling up.
That enables the wet blanket, module on both Joanne and Buddy, because they're just like, hey, maybe just be happy with doing what you've done. And she's just like, ugh, I'm leaving.
Yeah. And also, Gene gives Dusty a trophy
Mm-hmm.
that has been coveted by Crash. And finally, Crash stands up and is just like, this is bullshit.
Anyone over the age of 10 that is jealous of a trophy, may I say these words to you? Grow the fuck up. It's a fucking trophy.
I don't know. I've seen some nice trophies.
It's a used trophy.
It is. This one is a shitty trophy.
They
mean-
just pass it around from stuntman
Unless
to
it's like the
stuntman.
fucking Stanley Cup or some shit, like a special fucking trophy. But this is like, I bought this used at like the used.
It's like, here's a
sporting goods
soccer
place.
trophy from,
Yeah.
the Y.
Like with a piece of tape on it that says,
Yeah.
way to go, buddy.
It's not a fucking medallion or something badass that you
No.
could score chicks with. It's just, you can't walk into a bar and slam that down on a table. People would be like, fuck you, that's not an Emmy.
Yeah.
So anyway, this has upped Crash's anger and puts basically Crash into murder mode. Because this is when we get to the tragedy of the third act.
We literally just skipped like an hour in like 5-10 minutes.
It's
But I mean,
because that's all it was.
Yeah, I know. It is a scene of like, we're here now, and now we're here, and yeah, it's just
There's nothing.
It gets to a point where it's like, it's time to show you the consequences of being a stuntman.
Yeah.
Because one dude who I don't even know, he's not super important. I mean, he's like, all right.
All right, so
Yeah, I was gonna say, all right. So you got Dusty and Buddy are late joiners who are one of them's a superstar now. Then for some reason they keep showing us the second car.
Yep.
That is Chrome Dome.
Chrome Dome.
Who looks like Clint Howard and this
Yeah.
other dude like Lightning or some shit. And
he
like three or four different times, Chrome Dome has been like. Now they do the hit the one ramp to do a roll basically thing, a speed ramp, and
every time he's done it, he's rolled once, maybe 1.5 times.
yeah, or even to the point that like one of the times Gene was like, "Oh, he made it wheels to wheels." Like, how about that, ladies and gentlemen? He wants to go again and drives off and does it again.
Yeah.
But they will cut like 3 or 4 times in this movie to just him riding with this guy. He's like. Let's just put it. Chrome Dome's a talker. The other guy is the guy because he's just like, man. One day I'm gonna get in a car and I'm gonna roll it 6-8 times. And the guy's
Sure
just
are,
like,
Tiny
he's like, yeah, you sure are. You're gonna be the best.
Right, you are, Danny.
And then you cut to the next day. It's like he gets 1.5 times rollover. And it's like, dude, you're a long way from 6.
Yeah.
And then next trip between towns, he's like, I'm telling you, 4, 5, 6, maybe even 8 rolls. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be famous. And also. This is weird for me to just randomly tell you, but I'm definitely scared of fire. He's like, I think one day I'm going to die in fire.
Yeah.
He's like,
I'm glad I don't have to do that fire stunt because, man, let me tell you,
Yeah.
I'm scared to death of fire, and I hope He's also like, I read my horoscope in the
read
big
his
town
horoscope,
paper, and it
the
said
horoscope
something about
said
fire.
something about fire.
He's like, man, I don't like
That's
fire.
what brings it all up.
Because the other guy's like, man, don't put any stock in that. Those are bullshit.
That's right. The dude he was riding with got hurt first before Chrome Dome did. He got hurt. What
Did he get hurt in the T-bone?
I think he got hurt in the T-bone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he got hurt in the
because they were
T-bone.
just like
the shittiest stunt.
Yeah, which is like hit a little ramp and like hit another car, or
Yeah.
but somehow it goes wrong and this dude's like dead, or for all intents and purposes he's dead.
Pretty sure he's dead.
We don't know.
Everyone's going to die.
Yeah. But so now this
movie becomes a
So I
slasher.
guess that was his opportunity to tell someone else about his grand plan of doing
Yeah.
eight rolls in his stunt or
And
whatever.
being afraid of fire, and so he.
Yeah, the very next day it's like, I'm going to try to do the roll, and immediately the car catches on fire.
Yeah. Which is weird because he looked like he was dead before the car caught on fire.
Well,
He's like
he
he
act-
died and the car caught
He
on fire.
actually says.
So actually he didn't die his worst death.
He did actually say, he's like, I suppose if I was dead first, I wouldn't mind so much the catching on fire part. It's like,
so the screenwriter was like,
He's like-
"Yep, do that."
it's like, yeah, that's how that works. I know you lost your hair, but did you also lose your brains?
Yes.
Well, if I got knocked out and caught on fire, I'm real scared of that.
So-
but I guess if I was dead, it would be okay.
Yeah.
So T-Bone guy has
Stupid.
died. Chrome Dome guy has died.
Yep.
So now it's time to do the head-on collision stunt, and it's Dirty Dave versus.
Oh no! First he Doesn't he fuck with his seatbelt? No, that's later. You're right.
Well,
yeah.
So like Gene is like, okay, it's Dirty Dave versus Dusty. They're gonna do the head-on collision, and they are trying to kill each other, but they're friends. So let's do this. And Crash is shown back up because he stormed off at one point when he lost the trophy, and he tells Dirty Dave to get the fuck out. And then Buddy comes over to Dusty. He's like, hey, man, I can't do the Ring of Fire thing anymore. Let me do this. So now it's two people unadvertised who were not part of this stunt, both doing it. And Crash is there to kill Dusty.
And again, because this movie's bad at writing down what you're supposed to do or showing you something completely different from what they're saying, they make up this whole thing where before they do a stunt like this, they have to go by and wish each other good luck. Which they bother to make Crash wear like the face mask and
like the bandana
and everything. So it's like you can't see who it is. But he rides by what ends up being Buddy and like lowers the mask and goes, and I guess Buddy was just like, oh, well, that's not who's supposed to be the stunt either. So
it's Crash. All right.
I guess it's cool. I'll just do this.
Yeah.
But of course, Crash, thinking that it's Dusty in the car, intentionally drives too fast and
kills him.
Basically ends up murders Buddy.
Yep. Buddy's dead. Third person to die.
and just kind of looks at everybody like, oh, wow, oh, no. And, again, no repercussions. Still, to this point, no repercussions.
No, I think Gene just tells him to get out of here.
Not even.
No, I think because this is when he runs off the track.
No, there is no. He just kind of gives him a look like, did you have something to do with this? And he's just like, oh, no, gnashing of teeth kind of thing.
Not at that point.
Yeah.
After the next
because
stunt,
he cuts.
Because, again, he's no repercussions, and I'm at this point like 3 stuntmen have died like in the last 3 shows, and I'm like, okay, so
shut the show down.
Yeah, Dusty is going to do his thing again and try to break yet another record,
Yes.
and Crash has snuck in and like slit his seatbelt all the way through.
Right.
So he does the thing. For some reason, I don't understand why his seatbelt being the way it is it affects this, but like he doesn't hit the cars. He kind of hits them over on the side, and of course, really fucked himself up because the seatbelt broke. And that's when Gene is like, I know you did this. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to ever see you again. You won't see the last of me.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes.
It should also be noted that like whenever Crash is on screen, they are literally playing like silent movie villain music. Like it is just like, when I say that, like cowboy evil silent film music.
Yeah.
That is what they're playing for him, literally with a piano, like dun, 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 dun.
Yep.
But so he's been run off. But
Dusty's in the hospital.
Dusty's been in the hospital, but basically okay.
Never know what his injury is,
No.
but it's just basically like, hey,
He's like,
Gene comes in and is like, hey, check out the coverage in all the national papers.
Yeah, you did it 80 feet, man.
Yeah. Now we got to go for 100. You ready to do that tomorrow night? And he's like, yeah, as soon as the doctor lets me out of here. And he's like, all right, have a beer.
Yeah, which is just he gets out and they're doing a parade in this town in Texas. It's Lido, Texas. Doesn't matter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lodi.
Yeah. But yeah, they're just doing this parade, and
But
everyone's
they're
like,
doing this stunt in the middle of town. This is not an arena stunt.
It
This is not a steel arena.
This is one stunt only with the mayor and everybody. It's going to be a whole big thing, and then they're going to play all the big cities like Las Vegas and
Dallas.
Yeah.
New York. Which, okay.
But again, this is weird because Crash shows up before, like, because they have the parade or whatever, and that's all fine. He's going to do the stunt. Crash is like lurking in the crowd that we know of.
He is.
Never does anything.
No, he's just using his evil.
Yeah, he just projects his evil onto this.
But for no particular reason. Now, granted, like the stunt that went wrong, the one where he went off the mark and the cut seatbelt, all that, he was trying to get up so much speed. He had a push truck.
Yes, they're
pushing him. Like it was like the one car alone could not get him enough speed
Yeah.
on the dirt track. So like this truck was like slingshotting him onto the ramp. This one, he goes like a mile out of town and is like, I'm going to get to full speed and hit this ramp. Again, we have seen nothing that would indicate like that there was any foul play or sabotage.
Nope.
But he dies. Like he crashes and it's like he's
It
fucking
looks like
dead.
he performed the stunt right.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like anything went wrong, but they go and check on him and open the door, and he is very clearly dead.
I mean, like this is like the one time. So like Gene's the first one there at the door, opens the door, and it's
He's like, "Hey, kids, we're
only because this is the way he plays it. He sticks his head in and like doesn't even get his head all the way in, and like yanks it back and just like is like no. And I was like, oh, he's dead. He shit himself.
Yep.
Like what actually happens when you die? Because that's the reaction he has. Not that like he touches him and is like, oh, there's no pulse, or I've seen enough dead stuntmen. The way he reacts is like it's to a smell. It's like he sticks his head and like, oh no, shit himself.
Yep.
He's dead.
Because Joanne runs over and is just like, "Hey, is he all right?" And she's just like,
well, no, actually, it's funny.
No.
Like they've already called it. Like this is like they keep calling ambulances in, by the
yeah.
way. So like she comes in like, no, are you okay? And like the ambulance guy takes her and is just like, get out of here.
No.
And then
She just goes and gets on a bus.
yeah, literally like the last scene of this movie is her like, okay, miss, the bus is ready, and she gets on a Greyhound, and he's fucking dead. Like everyone's dead, and she's just like, well, I'm on a bus to nowhere. Enjoy your fucking movie, folks. Game over.
Everyone's dead. It's true.
Yeah.
They all died.
Well, not the people that needed to die, like the fucking...
Yeah, no, Crash is fine.
Well, I mean, Crash is fine, and I mean, let's face it, like, whenever there's a thing like this, it's the fucking ringmaster's fault. You know, I mean, it's the
Gene
guy...
should be in jail.
Yeah. I mean, like, we learned, like, if you're going to do any kind of circus performing thing, like if things are going bad, it's ultimately the manager's fault, and that's who your bad guy in the movie is. But no, it's just because I'm assuming he actually is some old stuntman too. I guess I know the other old dude was, but and the fact that he just talked like this, I assume he is.
Which I don't think we emphasized enough. This cast is all stuntmen.
Right, minus like Joanne and Crash.
Like they're all playing themselves.
Oh yeah.
Some of them are okay at it, and some are very obviously stuntmen. But yeah, this is not an acting movie. This is a stunt movie.
Is it?
With stunts and stuntmen. So, but yeah, she gets on the bus and it's The Graduate. It's just sad. Like, well, ruined my life. Don't know where I am. Credits. Mm-hmm. Good times at the drive-in, folks. Good times.
Yeah, it's a weird ass movie.
Yes, it is.
It is one of the weirdest toned movies I've ever seen, actually. I mean, in that what they're promising is so opposite what they deliver. I mean, that's what's so weird about it.
The thing about it is that, yes, this movie is loaded with stunts. The music suggests that it's not. Every time there's a car chase or something, it is just this dip-ass garbage, this just slow, lovey kind of crap.
Like I said, the Harry Nilsson soundtrack. That's
yeah.
I mean, it's not, but it's basically might as well be.
Yeah, it's so strange. Like, it never gets you pumped for anything. It's like fucking light shit on fire and crash a man through it with face first on the hood of a car. Let's fucking do this. And it's just this slow rock bullshit. It's so strange.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That being said,
okay,
if we're into ratings,
I think we are.
Okay. Because of how oddly unique this is, like, look, I was not bored at all. At all. Like, I was fascinated by this thing. I don't know if I would ever watch it again, because now that I know what it is, there's not much reason to. Mm-hmm. But I was kind of oddly fascinated as it played out. So, on that, as a recommendation, if you have not seen this, I'm going to give it 2 jocks. I think that, first, like, credit where credit is due, there's a lot of crazy, dumb, nuts stunt work in this. Mm-hmm. And that's all good. But like we were kind of hinting at earlier, the problem with that is that there's no story to go to it to go with it to break it up. Mm-hmm. If you had given me something to care about, I could then care more about the stunts. But it's just like, as each person dies, I'm just like, oh well, fuck that guy. Oh fuck that guy. Oh fuck Dusty, I guess, because like none of these people are people. Mm-hmm. They're stuntmen. It's just like, yeah, of course they're gonna die. They're stuntmen. That's what they do. So it just. There's just nothing to go with it. It's kind of why we clung to the stunts in the Great Skycopter Chase, because after people talking and not doing anything, all of a sudden there's stunts, and you're like, wow, this is crazy that they went for it here. Mm-hmm. This movie is going for it all the time, but you don't care. There's no balance to it. But anyway, I still recommend at least a viewing of it. It's a thing.
I do not recommend a viewing of this.
Okay.
In fact, I have to give it 2 bags, which sounds like a weird thing, because a long time ago I said I would never give bags to a thing that had explosions or car chases or Donnie Brooks.
It's
or
not really an
There
explosion.
are no
in this.
explosions.
really. I mean, there's
Cars
things,
crashing
there's
through
things
fire.
on fire and things.
Well,
and,
Mr. Adam does
I was
blow
gonna say
up.
there's a fucking dynamite explosion with a dude in the middle of it. So,
Yeah, okay.
Who
fair,
gets up and
fair.
goes, "Yay,
yeah.
I did it."
But yeah, this is the opposite of all that. And all right, here I think as you were talking about it, and while how I'm trying to reconcile why everything they do in this movie pisses me off, despite the fact that like I love stunts and I love watching things about stunts.
Mm-hmm.
This feels like it's from the era of. This is also going to sound weird because I fucking love the right stuff. This feels like from the era of like we're just crazy cowboys. We're borderline jackass. We're almost test pilots. Like we're doing shit we know we absolutely should not be doing, but we're doing it anyway. But unlike the right stuff where it's like the end game is fucking space, like that. This is like the end game is making 2,000 fucking yokels, not want to put a bullet in their head for another 24 hours. Like that. It's not exactly a lofty end game, really. Like, I mean, so and I think what pisses me off and why I like stunt things from like Stunt Rock on is you see nary a safety strap. Like the most they do is like they show that they double strap him in for the drop
dive bomb.
the dive bomb thing.
Yeah.
So like they double strap them in and like they stick a couple pieces of foam between like someone's head and the car with like they're doing the flaming thing. Otherwise it's like there's no roll cages. There's no like they're rolling cars with no roll cages and they're just like coming inches from like crushing the driver's head. It's like everything in this is like, no, that's fucking stupid. Like this is stupid for stupidity's sake. And that like to me there's nothing cool about that. Like I like it when the awesome stunts that we have now look like they hurt and behind the scenes everything is exactly the opposite. It's so much safer than it's ever been. And except for occasion because you hear about bad stunt coordinators and things going wrong or somebody asking somebody to do something too fast or whatever than they're supposed to and somebody getting hurt.
Right.
But I'm not condoning watching, what's essentially clickbait videos, but I clicked around to some of those, they had I don't remember what channel it is, but like they show like they have like the FX guys come in and review FX in movies, and then they had a stuntman come in and like review stunts. And yeah, it's high energy YouTube bullshit, but listening to the stuntman break down certain things is makes it watchable. It's like I kind of hate the show as a whole, but listening to that guy like give you the inside baseball scoop of like actually pointing out things, and I don't mind. If I enjoyed something and I liked the way it looked in the movie, I don't mind seeing the magic of how it was made. Like, yeah, it's like blow my mind with a magic trick once and then show me how it's done. Like that, I'm not gonna suddenly be like the guy that comes to the next show and be like, it's behind his ear, like that. I get no joy out of that. But I wouldn't necessarily watch a movie again like, oh, now that I know I how they did that, I don't enjoy it. But it's little things like. There is a scene in Mission Impossible Fallout, which I think is one of the best examples of it, because there's this fight in the bathroom, the famous one where Henry Cavill reloads his arms.
Yeah.
But there's a point where dude takes like a sideways head dive into the tile around the urinals and just looks like he just murders his neck. But they slowed it down frame by frame and we're like, look, it's foam rubber right here. It's real tile, foam rubber right here that looks like the tile. He said like if you slow it down frame by frame, you can see it bend, that it's hard foam rubber. And it's just like that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, to like think about it to that nth degree. Like I said, the things that we love in the raid, I love a stunt that looks like a stuntman died and then knowing they were perfectly safe.
Yes.
Like when you see that shot where the guy gets his like neck thrown through the broken door, and it's just like, again, it was probably soft foam rubber that the dude fell on, but it looks like jagged wood, and you're like, holy shit, oh god, that visceral thing. This is just like, no, everything you're doing, no. Like,
Right.
yeah. So it just in that way it pisses me off because, like I said, it's from that era of just like it's basically Jackass. Of like we're doing shit we absolutely shouldn't be doing. The hey man, watch this kind of thing. That's not fun to me. And then throw on this fucking boring ass like Easy Rider farting in the daisies out and going from town to town bullshit. I cannot recommend this.
Okay.
I said that was a lot.
Break the tie, BJ.
Huh. I would like to be able to give it a 0 so that I could, just
Make
Just
it like it never happened.
Make it like it never happened.
Yeah.
I don't like this movie, but I think you should probably see it.
Okay.
So I'm going to give it a jocks.
All right.
I don't think the stunts were particularly like, okay, yeah, you gotta be a certain kind of guy to do stunts like these, but they're not particularly impressive. Like, they are incredibly dangerous and ill-advised, and you shouldn't be doing them. Nobody should do them ever.
Well, the movie basically tells you don't do them because you will die.
you will die.
As everyone ends up doing.
Which maybe I don't want to break in, but like maybe this was just like because people were so simple back then, they had to go whole hog on that ending for that message because you couldn't just do like the WWE thing of like these are trained people, don't do this shit at home.
Right.
Disclaimer, and that'd be enough.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like, what if we make this downer ending that just basically is like, oh, I don't want to be a daredevil.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I guarantee you every kid left the drive-in and jumped off their roof the next day.
I'm sure. But yeah, as dangerous as those stunts were, they're not impressive. Like, you're taking a shitty car and doing a real dumb thing with it. Like the head-on collision. The only skill that's involved in that is don't die.
Sure.
And that's not even a skill. That's pretty much luck. All those guys, they have killed more. More people have died before this movie started. These are just people that are lucky enough to have lived through all of this shit. Like the Mr. Atom guy, just lucky enough that he hasn't died from a, splinter to the spleen or what have you.
Is that a Ubuntu operating system?
Yes, splintery spleen. But it's not impressive. It's death-defying. Like I like stunts with skill, like drive the car on its on two wheels, or make a cool jump.
Like I said, this feels like this is like an evolution of like the rodeo, and not even necessarily the rodeo itself, but like the rodeo clown.
Steel rodeo.
Well, you know what I mean?
Even rodeo clowns have like a skill, and they're usually former rodeo.
Sure,
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
These guys are just like, hey, let's get in the car and drive real fast, and we'll put 2 seatbelts on. Like, okay, your safety measure is 2 seatbelts. Great job.
Like I said, this feels like we've become professional. Hey, y'all, watch this.
Yes,
guys.
Yes, and it's also like
this out.
carny bullshit.
Yeah.
Because no offense to any carnies who aren't bullshitting ass, but it's the carny bullshit of the promoter being like, hey, go on, you can do another jump. You'll be all right. Get out of that hospital. Hey, or have a beer while we're in the hospital.
Right.
Let's go out and do another jump. Let's do, instead of 80 feet, let's do 100 feet. Let's not go up by 5 feet. Let's go up by 20. You can do it. You get in this car. This car, which was built 20 years ago, and we smashed all the glass out of it, and there's no safety features in it. Just do it. You're going to be fine. Look, everybody, look at how great we are. And then we'll go to Dallas after you're dead.
Yeah. Is that the punishment?
Yeah.
Like, what did I do to deserve this?
Things to do in Dallas when you're dead.
Right. But it is a spectacle in ways. Like, I'm pretty sure that all those guys did all their own stunts, and all those are as real as possible.
Yeah.
And I only know that Dusty didn't actually die because he was still doing this stunt spectacular in 2014 in rural Pennsylvania because they still don't have anything to do out there.
They should get the internet.
Yeah, but it's, it's slow.
You know what? If
the roads are bad, it's hard to get the trucks out.
I would right now in 2019, if this thing came somewhere near me, I would be like, you know what? For $5, sure, I'll go watch people die.
This is all right.
Only because I've seen this movie. If it was those guys, I would go see it. But no,
These 80-year-old men now.
yeah,
You don't have to be young to drive a car.
It's true.
All right.
They just put Mr. Adam in a box and blew him up.
I just realized, like, okay, so, like, Reddit, hold my Red Bull. So like there are things in that where it's like, holy shit, you've obviously been practicing this a whole lot. That's awesome. And then there's the things in there where it's like, you have talent, but you're also fucking stupid beyond belief. Like the guys that decide to go do handstands on the side of a 40, 50, 60 story building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I can't do a handstand on flat ground, and you're confident enough to do it up there, but like at a certain point, it's just like, no. Like that's just stupid. That's just having a death wish.
Yeah.
You know, and there, to me, there's a difference between like death defying and like, if you do this enough, you will eventually die. Like that's the line I draw where it's like that. I find nothing exciting about that. You know, where it's just there's too many variables of like the guys that ride the bikes really, really fast on those mountain ledges that are like just about as wide as the.
Oh yeah, a bunch of those guys die every year.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, it's like you are driving faster than you can assess the condition of the path in front of you, and one rock could send you hurtling down, you know, thousands of feet to your death. You know, and it's
Maybe
like
we're just pussies.
absolutely sure, obviously, you know. But I mean, like I said, to me, there's a fine line between being so confident in your skills to go do a thing with proper safety things in place versus I just literally want to die, and you know, truth be told, I'm too big a pussy to just grab a gun and just fucking do it the fast way. You know,
Might as well look cool.
well, you
doing
know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like if you want to die that bad, like just stop skeezing everybody on the internet out by you going like sweaty palms as you do some dumb thing that you should not be doing.
But see, that's the thing about this movie is that it never gives you any indication of what these dudes get out of it. There's a second where Dusty says something like, "Man, when you're flying through the air, it's like flying," and that's basically it. It's like, well, you could also just fly.
It's very
Dusty.
poetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, just take a helicopter ride, Dusty. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't. There's no like adrenaline talk. There's no like, hey, we got all these chicks now, or you know. None of it, really. It's just they have lasagna one night at some restaurant in some shit town, and they're just like, it don't get no better than this, right, boys? Yeah. That's it. And it's like, really? That's the best you can hope for? I mean, I know Dusty's falling up through life, but there's just no explanation for what any of these dudes get out of this.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't get it, and probably never will.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a whole lot of talk about on the side of Steel Arena.
Steel Arena.
Steel Arena.
Steel Arena.
Stellarina.
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 Yeah. Well, let's take a break, shall we?
Let's.
Okay.
I say that, and does anybody have literally anything for the second half?
No.
Cool. Neither do I. I have not watched I've watched this episode 3 of A Mandalorian and some other TV, and not a single Naria movie.
Let me just check emails.
Oh, we do have some emails.
Let me just see if any of them are.
You want to take a break?
Sure, yeah.
You got time.
I'm not in a super big hurry.
I'll just sit here and chat with the people.
Oh my god.
Although I will say, Robert Connolly in the chat, they do look awfully similar from that action perspective. Mackey's picture is a car crashing into it.
Gotcha.
An ambulance crashing into a car. According to IMCDB,
Hi, Kyle. Hello, Kyle. Which Blu-ray post is that, Kyle? The one where I posted a suitcase full of Blu-rays? Yeah, I bought a lot of Blu-rays. A lot of them are for the show. I brought the first batch over here tonight. They are resting comfortably on our shelf, and we will get to them soon. Our shelves currently overfloweth. Speaking of that, folks in the chat, I just took pictures of a bunch of stuff off our shelf. We're going to do another batch of eBay auctions for charity. So if you just go to BMFcast.com and click the eBay button, and you will see a bunch of our auctions, hopefully starting tomorrow. I'll start building the auctions tomorrow, but we got clearing out a lot of DVDs and Blu-rays of stuff that we have watched or stuff that we considered. And you can bid on them. Buy some stocking stuffers for the physical media hoarder in your family. So yeah, I'm going to get back into doing that and clearing stuff out. So just keep an eye on that. Stuff will be going up, hopefully starting Wednesday. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to clear out. A lot of stuff to clear out. Huh. Yeah, I don't know why we keep some of this stuff. Just looking at the shelves, there's some stuff over there. It's just like, no reason to hang on to that. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I need to watch Lucky Number 11 again. I vaguely remember thinking that movie was okay, but I don't remember a thing about it. I think maybe that's the movie where I decided I didn't hate Josh Hartnett anymore. Don't quote me on that. But I think that's right. I have started watching the movies out of that suitcase full of stuff. I watched one last night called The Hitman. No, The Bagman, with Robert De Niro and John Cusack and Crispin Glover, which is just the weirdest cast. And it's an odd movie, but for $1, it was worth it. Speaking of, if you have a Dollar Tree in your town or 12 Dollar Trees in your town, they've just gotten boxes and boxes of stuff. It looks like cast-off stuff from the bins at Walmart, but now they're $1. I bought Neighbors because I think Neighbors is funny, and I bought Funny People because I hope it's funny. Each one was $1. That's why. And they're back, so don't say a word about anything we talked about. If you know what I mean. Hey, stop that. We're live. Are you able to play a voicemail?
I am. I just have to get to it. Yes.
Okay. We have a Thanksgiving relevant voicemail,
Okay.
so we should probably play that.
One thing kind of related to here we are. Robert's comment. Hi, Kyle. The amount of classic cars that in that era of these like weird stunt shows and in this movie that absolutely just got fucking wrecked. Like tons of what could be beautiful cars from the 60s just fucked beyond belief, like beyond repair.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're probably just crushed up and recycled into,
Campbell soup cans.
Just hurts my heart.
Yeah.
a real shame.
Mm-hmm. I have one quick thing I could talk about, which will lead into another thing I can talk about.
Okay.
And then we can do voicemails and emails.
Okay.
BJ, do you want to read emails?
I
in
can read
Mackey's
emails.
absence?
Yeah.
There's probably a couple there worth reading.
Let me
Maybe.
reapply some lube here.
Yeah. So we're not smacky.
Smacky, Mackey.
Josh Mackey. Should probably start getting Walt on standby.
Yeah. Of course, we get him, and that'd be the Mackey. I'll be there in 30 minutes.
Well, some days Mackey is good about, like, nope, not going to happen.
Oh, true.
Like by noon, he's like, mm-mm.
Hey,
When
I
is
just
the-
realized I could just look at the starred emails.
Yeah, the starred ones are the good ones.
When is the when was the Thanksgiving related?
It should be that one.
This
that
one,
top
top
one.
one?
It's most recent, yeah.
Okay.
What was the
Yeah,
last
that's
email that we read?
We haven't read any in quite a while. But if you want to read just like the top 3 or...
Any of these others or anything?
Okay, that was relevant, but
Yeah, no, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. We could maybe play that one.
Okay.
No, not that one.
No.
No. Just do the first 2.
Okay. In the order that they came in?
Sure.
All right. Okay. I am ready.
Okay. I'll talk about my 2 quick things.
Okay, let's do it. Oh, wait. Hold on. It's very important. All right, welcome back.
Hey, BJ, join me in saying hey.
Hey.
Yay!
Hey, there we go.
Yes.
There's that harmony that was
Hey.
missing.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
So.
We don't have many things. Chuck, you have a couple things to
Just a
talk
couple of quick little things to mention.
about. Okay.
First, PSA.
Uh-huh.
If you have a Dollar Tree in your store or in your town, or
If you have a Dollar Tree in your store, what's it doing there? It should be its own store.
right, no, if you have a Dollar Tree in your town, or 12 or 20, they have gotten tons and tons and tons of DVDs and Blu-rays for Black Friday that a lot of stores have put out early.
Okay.
They're $1. If you like movies on Blu-ray and DVD for $1, just go nuts, because that's what I did. I went nuts.
Yeah?
I cleared out a couple Dollar Trees while on vacation.
Huh.
And so yeah, I've just been piling up some stuff, like horror stuff, obviously, and stuff for the show and stuff like that. But just some things that for $1, I'm like, yeah, I would watch that. So I watched one of those last night. I watched a movie called The Bagman.
Okay.
It is a movie that so it's based on a script written by James Russo, the actor, but yet he didn't write it. It's just based on a script that he wrote.
Okay.
It's strange, but it stars John Cusack, Robert De Niro, and Crispin Glover. And it's kind of like if if Identity was a 90s Tarantino ripoff instead of a weird mindfuck movie.
Oh, okay.
If it was just one of those crime things with kind of witty dialogue on occasion, it's that, and it's strange, but it's real dumb, but there's some great dialogue in it, and it's got a good cast, and it's very watchable. Definitely worth the $1 I paid for.
Okay.
But yeah, kind of a. It's a Universal, like it's put out by Universal. Like I just keep finding these movies that studios put out. I don't know where they put them, but this seemed to me like something I would have seen in the video store in the '90s and been like, yeah, give me that John Cusack, Robert De Niro goodness.
Mm-hmm.
It helps that De Niro seems like he gives a shit,
Oh.
and John Cusack is not vaping.
what?
Yeah,
Is Crispin Glover being weird and creepy?
holy shit.
So, yes.
Yes.
So at least one of them is playing the type.
Crispin Glover at one point might have freaked out John Cusack with something he did. So, yeah, it's a trip. So, yeah, if you can find that movie for $1, you should get it.
Okay.
The Bagman.
The Bagman.
Bagman.
What year?
2014?
Okay.
Yeah. It's one of those movies they filmed in Louisiana after Katrina because they got all the tax credits. So it's a Louisiana movie.
Okay.
What?
Bagman.
Everybody's hot and sweaty. So that's all I got.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Oh,
wanted
so
to-
it was just the PSA. And
Yeah,
then
just,
part of
hey,
what you got
go to your
in the
Dollar
PSA.
Tree, buy a bunch of bullshit,
Gotcha.
stack it up in front of your TV, and go to town.
Okay.
That's
Well,
what I'm
you
gonna
already-
do.
You came from town, from the Dollar Tree.
Right.
And then, so don't go to town.
Yeah,
Stay at home and
don't-
watch the movies. From
If you're in the
Dollar Tree.
UK, go to Pound Town and get
Yeah.
your your pound Blu-rays.
Yeah.
Hashtag pound Blu-rays.
You're going to pay slightly more for them, but, you know.
Sure.
They're worth it.
Yeah.
It's only like 27 cents more. It's cool.
Yeah. And they're faster in the UK because of the PAL.
The 24, 25.
Sure.
Or 29
Yeah.
slash 30.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Frame rates and things.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I didn't watch anything because we were busy playing classic pinball and video games.
Yeah,
this
we had a weekend.
I think we both have caught up on Mandalorian,
Yep.
and that's about all. But
Yeah. It's getting real good.
yeah, I feel
mean, it
like
was always good,
It
but it
started
was-
real good,
yeah.
and it has continued. Like I think for both of us, the third episode is where we went, "Oh,
Yeah.
this is fucking good."
Yeah. I mean, I was in, but I was extra in by the third
Yeah.
episode. Sort of like I have a thing I have to admit. I got behind on Watchmen. I only watched the first two when they first came out, and I've just kind of been stockpiling them.
Yeah.
I think it was the third episode of that where like the wheel turned, and I was like, okay, I'm in now.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was finally a point that happened where I was like, okay, so there's some things I thought were the case, and now that you're putting them together, I'm like, yeah, I'm in.
Is that when Gene Smart showed up?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. That show seems to
yeah,
be lore heavy.
yeah. I feel like when she showed up, it's like the direction of the show started to go to an interesting place.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, but I need to catch up on that. I will catch up on that now. 'Cause it, like I said, I've always found it funny. I feel like certain shows have a hook episode where it's just like, this is the one. Like if you're not in by this one, it's like just get out.
Right.
Yeah.
Because this is it.
Even though I haven't seen more than 3 episodes of The Mandalorian, I feel like you should watch up until the third episode, and that will decide whether you watch more or not.
Yeah.
It's good. It's real good.
Mm-hmm.
It's real good.
Star Wars is good again.
I mean, I would argue it never got.
I also
bad.
would argue that, but
Yeah.
I mean,
It did
like
had
across the board, universally, are people?
Oh yeah, unilaterally, people are enjoying The
Okay.
Mandalorian. The shitty thing is, it takes 90 seconds after the episode is released for
Oh, sure.
everybody to start memeing whatever things happened.
Yeah.
Um,
I hate how much I already know about the Mandalorian
yeah.
because the one thing would have been a real neat surprise, but of
Yeah.
course, the entirety of the internet has ruined that.
Yeah.
Hell, just being
like,
at the artist alley this weekend was just like, oh yeah, all right,
Yep. Yep.
I know what the thing is now.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So that's why I'm trying to be as evasive as possible when talking about it, and just tell you it's good. It's real Star Warsy. It's kind of Western. Like it's a space Western again. Star Wars is a space Western again. That's what I will say. Like the original Star Wars movie, A New Hope, as it is now called, like space Western. And I think they've become progressively less space Western over time.
actually it was the Hidden Fortress. No.
Whatever.
I know. I'm actually kidding because like Japanese cinema and westerns have always had like a parallel path.
yes,
I mean, if we weren't borrowing from them, then they were borrowing from us, and vice versa. It's like they're that's why you can have Seven Samurai and Magnificent Seven and
Yeah.
yada yada yada.
But yeah, they've gotten progressively less space Western over the years, and this is. I feel like in the first episode, it snaps you way back, especially with the music. Snaps you back into a very Western, very gritty Star Wars. Not like Gritty, the weird socialist mascot that everybody loves, but gritty as in dirty Star Wars universe. Like,
did you call it a socialist mascot?
yeah.
Okay.
What?
Everybody seems to think that Gritty, the mascot from the Philadelphia Flyers, I think.
Yeah.
The new Muppet-looking ass weird mascot. Everybody seems to think he's like a socialist hero. Of
Okay.
sorts.
Whatever. Because
I don't
people
know,
on the
people-
internet like it?
Well, no. Like, people are claiming that. Like socialist people are like, yes, Gritty is king or whatever.
Oh.
Not king, because socialists wouldn't like.
No,
being
they
a
would
king,
not.
But anyway, it's a thing. The kids on the internet love the Gritty,
Okay.
but I just mean grungy, and not in the 90s flannel shirt way.
Okay. Super.
Speaking of getting way off topic, I have some emails to read.
Yeah, we're basically going to do, because we haven't watched anything, we're going to do some
Yeah,
correspondence.
we're going to do
for-
some mailbag
Yeah, we're going to let you talk.
through me
Right.
and through yourself.
Yes.
So I'm going to kick it off with an email from our the official fartist to the BMFcast, Hula. Hula says, "Welcome to Wakaliwood. Hey, BMFcast. I watched the most insane movie in my This is why Mackie does this. Hey, BMFcast. I watched the most insane movie in my bad movie watching career. It has all the elements, bad acting, questionable props, and horrible special effects, but it's done with the same sincerity as The Room, Birdemic, and Samurai Cop. I give to you Who Killed Captain Alex from Wakaliwood, Uganda, home of the best movies. Also included is a commentary that is part of the movie, but kind of sounds more like an instructional video on how to make a bad movie, or how to make a so bad it's good movie. I hope you indulge in this masterpiece and share your thoughts on it. Commando! Yours till the kitchen sinks, Hula."
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have we watched any? We have not watched a Ugandan movie for sure.
No.
Will we ever watch a Ugandan movie?
Mm.
Put it on the list.
Okay.
I mean, is this
I'll
one of
do that
those
right
ones
now.
where, like,
When we get to Uganduary, we can cover this.
is this one of those things that, like, became, like, sort of
Uganda.
meme for a little while? And
It looks like it.
Well, I know I know meme is the word, not meme or meme. But I
Meme.
mean, I'm saying meme-esque.
Meme-esque.
Yeah.
Meme adjacent.
Because, I mean, there was something, like, I remember seeing, it looked like it was an African-made picture where it was, like, two guys are, like, 6 feet apart firing guns at each other and just magically dodging bullets.
I don't
You know?
know.
It looks like it may be
Okay.
that. It came
What
out
is
in
it?
2010,
What's it called?
so it's Uganda's first action film, according to.
Okay. I feel like this might be that.
I probably is. It's on the list.
Okay.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, watch the first few minutes and let us know.
If I see it
It's
at
got a guy
Dollar
that
Tree.
looks like Jesus with a rocket launcher, so,
Okay.
Right on.
you know. Some real good gun face in there.
Hmm.
I'm digging it.
Okay.
Shall I read another?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, I will. Robo-War. MC Wagner says,
I see. I believe it's MC Wagner.
What's up?
air horns to the tune of Ride of the Valkyries?
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, MC Wagner says, ecstatic that y'all went and covered Robo-War. Gonna have to side against Chuck in his opinion on this one, but he also didn't experience it under the best conditions. The proper way to watch this movie is in a double feature with Predator coming first. The rip-off quality of Robo-War is even more profound than you may realize unless you watch Predator immediately beforehand. Countless shots are stolen from the superior movie, even in tiny little incidental moments that don't matter. Back in the day when I was running a movie night, that's how I showed it, and it was a great success with the audience, hilarity throughout. Then again, I might be biased. That movie night was the first time I met my future wife. Crash and burn, MC Wagner. Sent from my Terminator rip-off display screen, so please excuse any typos. Can't read a damn thing on this.
Well, I'm happy that you met Mrs. McWagner, but but you know, like, yeah, I mean, I think we've all seen Predator enough that we got it.
Yeah.
I got
Trust
it.
me, that
Yeah.
its similarity to Predator was what I didn't like about it. Like, it was just insulting to me.
Okay.
So, and I'll say this: there's no better environment to see a movie with than with the BMFcast. Sitting in the theater, watching that we make movies entirely more watchable than they are. Like, as much as we just kind of shit on Steel Arena, Harlow and I at least had a very good time cracking jokes throughout this movie.
That's true.
I was sitting there just kind of with a bemused expression on my face. You guys were just cracking jokes like you get together 3 or 4 times a week and watch movies.
It didn't even try to bring back the fact that their stunt circus is called the Circle of Death.
Yeah, it is called the Circle of Death. You had a whole song.
I had lyrics going for everything. And the stuntmen die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah.
I believe we have a voicemail.
We do. I think.
Are we going to listen to it?
They work better that way. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's how we should.
Please don't
I
consume
could
this. No, don't
read the
it.
transcript.
No, let's not.
Hey fuckers, Moon from New York via England here. Just a quick call. Couple of episodes behind, but I'm listening to BJ talk about musicals, being introduced to them by way of The Hollow. As someone who recently went on this journey of discovery myself, I have a wife who is theater group nerd? I don't know, I'm fucking English. Let's see. Firstly, fuck Across the Universe. Fuck that movie, straight up its fucking fuckhole. I fell asleep all 5 times my wife tried to make me watch that movie. All 5 times. Anyway, Repo the Genetic Opera, pretty good one. Hairspray's pretty great, just because you get to see John Travolta in drag. And, of course, the ultimate recommendation, it's got to be The Greatest Showman. Try not to pay attention to the subject matter too much, just go in and enjoy the ride. But, after all, you can't really trust my recommendations, because I haven't seen any of the Indiana Jones movies or any of the Godfather movies. So what the fuck do I know? Anyway, have fun, BJ. It's actually kind of fun when you get into it. Moon Pier out. Crash and bang, guys.
It's kind of fun when I'm what?
Interact.
Interact.
People like to hear you talk.
Yeah, well, when I have something to say, I'll say it. Unless you two are ping-ponging back and forth like the Chinese national team. Y'all get into a rhythm, and it's sometimes I'm like, I can't touch whatever's going on at that side of the table. You have your BMFcast extra chemistry just fires up, and
Just
you guys
trying to fill the silences. Don't want any dry holes.
Correct. We have another voicemail we could listen to, or I could drop an email.
Well, those were kind of directed to you. I mean, you've seen 2 of the 3 of those, right? You've not watched Greatest Showman, I don't think yet.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he was sort of reacting to
okay.
what I had already seen, or maybe I don't know when that voicemail came in, so I don't know if it was after or before. So I didn't really know if I should comment.
I mean, you have commented on both of those in the past.
Yeah.
I was just curious if. I'm never going to try to defend Across the Universe for everybody. I'm just saying it mostly worked for me. Again, I get it.
Yeah,
People get very angry when you do something with the Beatles or any other number of reasons, as you said, spot on naming and or scenarios where it's going to lead to a song or something like that.
Yeah, I don't ever need to see Across the Universe again. I think I'm finally of the opinion that I don't think it really needed to be made in the first place. But people like it. I'm going to let them like it. What was the other one he mentioned? Because my memory is like...
Repo.
Yeah, Repo. I still don't get what people see in Repo. And I understand all the references now, which I like, because I know a ton of people who are super into it, and it resides in my place in my head in the same place bad FMV games live. It looks like them, and it makes as much sense as any of them, and there are a couple songs that I like, but I probably won't go back to that one ever. Hairspray, I have not seen, but I will see it. There's nothing that necessarily keeps me away from it, except that it just doesn't come up on the radar very often. And The Greatest Showman, I know, had a lot of mixed reviews. People liked it or hated it. So Pam will probably convince me to watch The Greatest Showman at some point. I think she likes that one a lot.
Okay.
Have I mentioned the the Disney movies that I've watched recently. I think I mentioned, speaking of Pam making me watch stuff, did I mention Moana and Brave?
Yep.
Okay. Did I mention Tangled?
No.
You said you were probably going to watch that.
Okay, yeah. So I watched Tangled, and Tangled is real good. Like,
Okay.
I really like Tangled. I think it's a really good. That's, there's some musical qualities to all those Disney things.
But isn't there like only one musical number in Tangled?
Yeah, I think there's only one actual musical number, but there's a lot of music.
Okay.
There are a lot of songs within it.
Right.
Tangled is really good though. Like, really, really good. The story is not boilerplate Disney hero crap. And the comedy works really well, even for Disney and Pixar have always been really good at making sure that there's that the comedy works for all ages. But I will probably be forced to watch some more Disney movies, so stay tuned. It's Pam's Disney Plus that I'm using, so my payment for that is watching her favorite Disney movies with her, and
Yeah.
that's really not so bad of a thing because I like my girlfriend.
Have
quite a
you
lot.
shown her Robin Hood?
Oh, she's seen Robin Hood. Yeah,
Okay.
we would not be dating if she had not seen Robin Hood.
Just saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, how you doing? You come here often? Have you seen Disney's Robin Hood?
Yeah, it's part of the checklist that I hand out before I decide if I like someone.
Fair enough.
What is up next? Kyle did mention in the live stream chat that he sent an email about musicals.
Yeah.
He recommends Anna and the Apocalypse. He bills it as a Christmas zombie comedy musical from the UK. Acting and singing are great. It's got some fun gore, and the songs are super catchy. Weeks later, I still catch myself humming songs from the movie. It is clearly a movie inspired by the likes of Shaun of the Dead, but rather than being an imitation, it truly earns a place on the shelf.
Well, Kyle, I'm going to go ahead and spoil. I'll probably be talking about that next week. I have a self-imposed, I will not watch anything remotely Christmas-related until after Thanksgiving.
That is the right way to do it.
But I've been wanting to see this since you sold it that way, and it's been on standby, and I'm just... Unless it's an accidental Christmas movie, I will not watch Christmas-related things before Thanksgiving.
Right.
Fair.
Yeah.
If something just happens to be a Christmas film,
Yeah.
can't help that.
Right.
Yeah, so on the day that this is released, Harlow will be watching Anna and the Apocalypse.
Or not.
And the day before, we will all have watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yes.
And listened to Alice's Restaurant.
Right.
Yeah, no, I'm like that selling of that like that, I was like, yeah, I'm in 100%.
Yeah, I will give it a shot. So we have another voicemail and an email.
Play that voicemail.
Okay.
Play that funky voicemail, Harlow. Demonetized.
Hey, BMFcast, this is Evan from California. Just calling up to give my thanks, since I'm sure this call will be going out on Thanksgiving week. So just calling up saying thank you for always putting out great quality every week and more with Patreon. Especially thankful for the episode Gus, because I don't care how sophisticated you are, Dick Butkus is funny. It's just legitimately funny. So thank you, Mackie. Thank you, BJ. Thank you, Harlow. And especially thank you to Chuck, who's always patient with me on Twitter with all my suggestions. He's very sage-like in his patience. So thank you for that, especially for youtube.com/watercooler for 31 to 31. So as always, thank you. Crash and Butkus, signing out.
I like this is Crash and Bucket signing up.
Crashing buckets.
Crash and Bucket.
Crashing buckets.
Thanks, Google Translate. or
Chuck
Google,
is
whatever,
Chuck is
transcription.
very patient with people on Twitter who aren't arseholes.
And
Even
sometimes the people that are, because, I mean, how
Yeah.
long has he been hanging around with us? So.
Yeah.
no, but even when I get the occasional troll, I'm like, "Hi, friend, how are you?" And it just immediately they're like, "Wait, what's happening?"
Right.
And they stop.
It's a good method.
It's fun.
You're welcome. What can I say
America.
except
Yes.
you're welcome?
Yes, thanks for pimping our Patreon.
Yeah, patreon.com/BMFcast,
Thanks for pimping my YouTube.
youtube.com/watercooler,
Thanks for being here.
twitter.com/Evan.
Now, some random guy who was like in the first 12 people sign up for Twitter just got a few followers.
That reminds me. Mm-hmm. They're starting to clear out dead Twitter accounts.
Starting Friday, right?
At some point soon.
Okay.
They're going to start clearing them out, and then at some point shortly after, they're going to release them into the wild for you to grab. So start pounding refresh on your favorite Twitter account that you really want. I'm probably going to change mine if I can get
If you can get Chuck.
If I can get what I want, yeah.
We should keep an eye out for any...
You mean there's already like twitter.com/jackandcast is taken?
I don't know.
Oh.
But I'm not going to commit to a Jack and Cast for the next 20 years because I'm
Jacking
old. That could all end for me in the next 2 years. Anyway.
I don't know how to segue into this next email, but I'm just going to...
Speaking of things that are impotent, the next impotent email. I don't know.
Our good friend Birdie sends us an email entitled Killer Tats, not Tatas.
Impotent should be the Emojin Poots podcast. You just
Impotent.
Oh, impotent.
put those two words together.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm Putin.
Birdie says...
You don't want to be Putin.
Birdie says, Hey, BMFcast. It's a squawk like the heron, Steve, Birdie, and all that. Did I screw that up right? Fun question. I recently got a sweet-ass, badass tattoo, and it reminds me my original tattoo was inspired by the movie La Bamba. It's a flying guitar like Richie Valens. I've upgraded it, but I was wondering what cool tattoo have you seen in a movie that you wish you could have? Would you go full machete, love-hate knuckle tattoos, or whatever? Crash and burn, fellas. I'm finally a cool dude. Thank you, Tattoo Inc. Birdie, sent from my butt.
That's fun.
I would like to point out that his sign-off was a haiku, because Birdie is a haiku master.
Haikuist.
Yes.
Okay.
Haikuer.
Yes, but what cool tattoos do you guys have that were inspired by movies?
I got a tattoo of my entire body over my entire body.
Whoa.
Yeah. So what you're seeing is not actually me; it's the tattoo. Yeah.
Was it a tattoo of you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's
So
just-
we're still seeing the same.
Yeah.
Kinda
I
gross
didn't. I didn't try to improve upon anything.
Yeah. Well, you should have.
I should have. Yeah. Yeah. I just was. I was striving for mediocrity.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, and I still didn't hit it.
mission
Failed.
attempted.
Yeah.
Chuck, what kind of cool tattoos do you have
None.
of movies?
I don't.
No?
I never had the desire.
Okay.
I'm a fan of people who have painted their bodies with sleeves of bullshit and whatnot, but it's not something I could ever commit to.
Well,
ever.
then let's answer the actual question, which is, what kind of cool tattoos have you seen in movies that you wish you could have, or have you seen any cool tattoos in movies lately?
I don't know.
Cool. Great talk,
No,
fellas.
no. I'm thinking. Like, I mean, I'm trying to think of like any time I've seen a tattoo in a movie where I was like, yeah, that. But not really.
I mean,
I mean,
Machete's chest piece is...
Sure.
I mean,
Fucking sweet.
I'm impressed when like the bad dudes in movies have like the full like crazy tattoos like De Niro and Cape Fear or what was it, fucking Red Dragon or whatever. He had the crazy back tattoos, like things like that. I'm impressed like when they have that kind of shit, but I'm never like I want that. Of course, because I'm like I'm not that person.
Right.
Well, are there any cool tattoos that you want or that you've thought about? I already have a cool tattoo.
One of the reasons that I've never been interested in getting one is because there's literally nothing that I've been like, man, I would totally put that on me.
You should get a water cooler
No.
on your neck.
Get a Godzilla or something.
Yeah, get a Godzilla.
I mean, that's the thing is like a tattoo is supposed to be something that you like and believe you will always like.
I know. That's why I put stickers on my car. That's my...
You haven't liked Godzilla your entire life?
I actually know. I came to Godzilla late.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was not a fan of Godzilla stuff until way after. Like I didn't first watch any Godzilla anything until maybe 6 years ago.
Okay.
Another thing is, like, we're all going to die soon. So if you want to put some sweet art on your body, you can just put some sweet art on your body because it's sweet art.
Oh yeah, I'm not concerned about any kind of social stigma or anything like that, because people are walking around with full sleeves and tattoos on their face and everything.
No, I'm
like,
just saying, like, you can have it for whatever reason you want.
Sure.
Just put it on your body. Put something on. Get a tattoo, Chuck.
It's just a commitment thing, because the second I would ever, I kind of
Are
feel.
you afraid of your getting milkshake ducked about whatever you like? Whatever you
No,
like.
all of a sudden Godzilla's racist.
Right, all of a sudden Godzilla's racist.
No, I think it's more of a concern. Like, okay, after I saw Ready Player One, my immediate reaction was, I need to go scrape all those stickers off my car, because that just made me feel like a pop culture jackass. I just, there's nothing I feel like I've ever wanted to commit to where I'm just like, man, I got to get that. If we were in some sort of like near cyberpunk future and I could get some sort of like digital marquee scrolling art on my arm or something where I could just, put messages or something on it, that would be kind of cool. But until tattoos, they have to go to the next level for me. I need some sort of implant or glow or.
So what you're telling me is you're afraid of commitment.
Yes.
Tell me how this makes you feel. I'm taking
Well,
notes.
nervous now that you're taking notes because.
Don't be nervous. It's just you and me here.
No, it's not.
It's just me, and Peter Stormare.
No.
Just,
Oh, is that?
yes.
I could tell from yet another accent. Hi, I'm Peter Stormare.
Hello, I'm Peter Stormare. Or am I?
Yeah,
Or am I Jens?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I honestly I'm personally mildly indifferent towards tattoos. Like, I mean, like I'm not offended when someone has them. I've just never gotten one just because I don't know. It just never even occurred to me to do it. Really, I mean, I've thought about ones for half a second before, but that's probably not the best way to go about it if you think about it. But
You got plenty of space on your body. We're all
Sure.
going to die soon anyway.
yeah,
I don't disagree with that. I've just never settled on. I mean, I can't keep stuff on a bookshelf the way I like it for more than a month without having to reorganize it. It just, to me, is a commitment that I can't settle on.
We need to go on a journey, Chuck.
don't-
You and me. We'll both get completely unplanned We'll plan to get completely unplanned tattoos. We'll just walk in and say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Yeah, what's going to happen is that I'll make a Beavis and Butthead reference and say I need a tattoo of a butt tattooed on my butt.
And then you'll have a tattoo of a butt tattooed on your butt. It'll be great. It'll be hilarious.
Because that will be the first thing my brain will say. So what do you want? I don't know, a tattoo of a butt on my butt.
I got
You
an
got
idea.
it, Chief.
we'll go and we'll get back tattoos. Yours can say dude. Mine will say sweet. Or other way around, whichever you prefer.
Yeah, sweet dude.
So, yeah.
It's a great idea. I love it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just
No,
I
no,
don't
it's
have
fine.
much of an opinion there, really.
I push to make jokes because they're funny.
Sure.
You do whatever you want.
How much are tattoos? Like just a simple, like if I wanted to get like a sun. Here's a happy sun tattooed on me.
What like the Mario Brothers son, but
Yeah.
happy?
Yeah.
Oh, you could probably get that for less than $100.
That's 100 Blu-rays I could buy at Dollar Tree. And
Yeah, but
create content for the masses.
You're never gonna watch those Blu-rays anyway.
I am.
No, you're not.
We're going to watch them on Extra. We're going to watch them on Prime.
But you know, tattoos will never get disc rot.
No, but they'll get whatever disease I have because I'm old.
That is true.
There's chuck rot. Start
It'll be with you
sliding off
forever.
of me.
Sloughing off is
Yeah.
more accurate when you're talking about weird skin conditions.
Yeah.
But no, get tattoos or not, I don't care.
Word.
That's our strong stance here
Yeah.
at the BMFcast.
Do whatever you want. We don't care. The end.
The only thing that you really should do is go to BMFcast.com or send us an email to BMFcast.com or call us on the Garfield phone 910-5JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263 or go to patreon.com/BMFcast and give us your hard-earned dollars. Instead of saving up for a tattoo, give us a few dollars a month for content because content never dies, unlike you who will die eventually.
That's true.
Wow. On that happy thought, let's get out of here, shall we?
Yeah, okay.
I'm Harlow.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And for Mackie, this is BMFcast out. Bye, motherfuckers.
R.I.P. or something. I don't know.
Because unlike you, content never dies. The fuck? You'll be dead. You can't listen to it. That's not a selling point.
You know what's weird is like that question. It just popped in my head. So there's some bonus content for after the stream. I have been watching that Jeff Goldblum thing on Disney, and his last one was about tattoos.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was kind of
Does
weird.
he have any?
I don't know. I mean, no, I'm saying like
Wait, the show wasn't about that?
at the time of the show he did not have any, and then there's like a weird thing at the end where it's like he's at a tattoo convention, blah 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 blah, and then it's like, did I get a tattoo, off camera? And then it just kind of ends with a mystery.
Oh, a mystery.
Did I get a tattoo?
Did Jeff Goldblum get a tattoo? .tumblr.com.
Yeah. So I don't know.
All right.
I just thought I'd give that show a try because it's there. And
Yeah,
it's,
that's a thing I will watch at some point when I have
it's
the time.
cute-esque, I guess.
Cute-esque. Cute adjacent.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those. It's a very strange show because it's like you maybe learn a little bit, but it's really just you're there to watch Jeff Goldblum and the way he experience and learn things, and it's just like, I don't know. You're just kind of watching a weirdo like hear things and be overly fascinated by them sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Okay. That sounds great.
Yeah. I guess the postscript answer to that, I do like actual true tribal tattoos like The Rock and stuff have.
Yes.
I like those, not like white people tribal tattoos. I mean like the actual like go
Oh, you
and,
mean Transformers?
go and have the actual
Yeah.
real thing done.
Mm-hmm.
The old school method.
Yes.
Because that's part of that show is like they go to a guy who's like, because that's the thing is like they have people that basically give you a tattoo, that you don't know what it's going to be exactly
Right.
going in. It's just like they kind of know something, but they know things about you and your experiences, and they gift you a tattoo.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's like masters or like, almost like shaman or something. Like not exactly. I'm not saying
Yeah.
they're shaman. It's a place of prestige. People
Right.
that do that.
Kyle, stop deleting your comments. I saw what you said already.
Message redacted.
What can
Oh,
I
it says
say,
retracted. I like
son?
redacted. I prefer redacted.
You're welcome.
All right.
Don't throw away that cup, Chuck.
Don't go away that cup.
I'm thinking I will leave this cup here for future outings to the Happy Grilled Cheese,
Okay.
because you bring your cup and you get a discounted refill.
Would you like me to wash them all?
That would be preferred. I'd like to not come back to this cup being all moldy from...
Yeah, you should wash all of Mackie's cups over there.
Cups. He just has the one, right?
Oh, there's one behind it.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
Here's a little tiny cup.
I mean, to be fair, at least I think mostly they usually have water in them, but still.
Yeah, it's just water. This one had water in it, and it all evaporated, and there's a bunch of Jacksonville hard water crap left in the bottom.
Fantastic.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. Shutting down the stream now.
All right, good night,
Bye, streamers.
stream watchers.
May all your streams come true.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Turkey Day.